Greetings, fellow Dagorans, and welcome to, was it the first video, George, in how long? 2 weeks?
2-3 weeks maybe, yeah.
It's been
quick look.
It's been a while because I've had a busy exam period, where really that was kind of the aim for me to get through. And during that time, me and George have talked about what we're going to do with the channel and things, and we've decided to do more general content overall, really, kind of covering films a bit more, and
Definitely.
covering gaming a bit more and shit. So it's a bit more relaxed than what it was before, I'd say. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks today.
3 weeks today. Woo!
5th of May 2015 was the last video, and it's 26th, so
Yeah,
come on.
26th of the date of recording, so probably the 27th by the time
Good.
we're seeing this.
But yeah, I've finished college myself personally, so content will. I'm thinking of things in my head coming out and about topics and stuff I want to talk about. I might do be like 5-minute platforms. I'm thinking of doing stuff like that, and yeah, there'll be more content coming out from my side. And Connor's, you're on a more of a chilled out part of your exam period, aren't you?
Yeah, so more stuff will be coming from me, definitely.
Yeah, because you've got past the hard exams.
Yeah,
as
I've
you
got
say.
2 English exams left where not much work can be done. So,
Yes.
anyway, let's get to the video. This video is going to be about, I'd say about 15-20 minutes, would you say, George?
15-20 minutes.
us
Might be
talking
long,
about-
but it depends how long we talk about.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Can't
it's
put a
go-
time frame sometimes.
Yeah, it's going to be our first impressions of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And, yeah, overall, George, at first, what were you thinking? Like, what are you feeling now about the game?
Oh, I'll tell about I knew you were hyped about this game, but for me personally, I wasn't showing much excitement for it. I was like, oh, it's going to be a good game, obviously. I'll get it when I get it, kind of thing. And then the reviews started coming out, and I heard amazing stuff from all the people who have played the game. It's like on Metacritic right now on PS4, I think it's got like a Witcher Hunt on PS4, it's got a 92 out of 100 and stuff like that. And you can't really ignore the reviews. So I was like, I got paid. I was like, it was like the day after Witcher came out. I was like, screw it, I'm treating myself. Went to game and bought the hard copy of Witcher 3 on PC, and I ended up back. It's insanely good, very, very, very good.
Yeah. As you know, if you ever kept up with Dagora TV for a sustained period of time, you'd know that this was the game that I was looking forward to this year. That I've been excited for this since E3 last year, when they dropped that 15-minute gameplay and a couple of trailers and a bit of news come out, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to buy this game. So when it come out, do you know, like when you're excited when you're waiting so long, and you kind of like when you play the game for the first time, you're just trying to do so much shit and run around. I was just playing it and looking at the, do you know the balcony?
Yeah.
If there's going to be mild spoilers in this, we're not going to spoil the story, but there's going to be mild spoilers.
Yeah.
When you go to the balcony, look out to the thing, you look out into that big vista of like the big mountain and the trees and the fort and that abandoned fortress. I was like, holy fuck, I'm gonna have a great time. Like, and then you go outside and the tutorial's kind of fun, and the story has been amazing so far. I've enjoyed the side quests, and overall it's been amazing. It's been everything I've hoped it to be honest with you. Like, what I wanted to come of it, it's happened. Maybe, well, I accept one thing which we'll touch upon later, but it's been damn good.
One thing I have noticed, and it's especially you can tell between our two playthroughs, that if you've played the other two Witcher games, you had a big advantage, because you know the importance of potions and shit.
Yeah.
And I spent 2 hours going through this very hard section of the game, and what did you say you got through it in half an hour?
Something like that, yeah, because I used potions. I
Bombs,
went out.
you had everything. I was just using my signs and my weapons, and it's from that moment on I'm thinking to myself, let's go to a big city and sort myself out a little bit.
Yeah.
let's get sorted out a little bit, and so from now on I'm thinking I'm going to be a bit more prepared in games. But this is me with on mouse, so I'll probably fuck up somewhere down the line, no. But
Yeah, on the potion front, the first thing that kind of caught my eye was how much more casual it is compared to what it was in Witcher 2. Because in The Witcher 2, like, you'd have to meditate when you have potions. When you drink potions, and you can't drink potions during a fight, you drink them before, and they have the effects for that fight, and then they're gone. So like you know, say if you're gonna fight, do you know like you fight the Griffin, like in The Witcher
Yeah.
2, you'd think like, oh, I'm gonna fight this Griffin now. I'll get this because he's weak. This will make me stronger against it, and so on and so forth.
Is the combat a bit more fast paced than the other Witches?
A lot more, yeah. It was really
Ah.
clunky. Well, it was awful in the first game, and in the second game it was a lot better, but still a bit shit. In this game, it's fluent, if you know what I mean.
It's
and it
I
doesn't get better.
really do enjoy the combat because for me the game's RPG like Skyrim is less tactical based and
Well, it depends how you
you-
think of it. It depends if you're going to sneak around a dungeon and pick people off. That's tactical, but yeah, you can just run in sword and broad and go, rah!
especially when it comes to one of the bosses, you have to like one of the first bosses you come to. I'm not going to say what I want or anything. He has these kind of things which you got to avoid and stuff like that. And once you learn what to avoid and when to attack, you better. It's more.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
got
lot
to
more
analyze. You got to analyze the opponent more.
a lot more, and I find it quite good at it. You got to learn its weaknesses, and like you said, was it bestiary?
Yeah, the beastry.
That's helped you a shit ton, hasn't it?
Yeah, like every time I see a opponent like a fight that I haven't seen before or like fought once and like haven't really had an effect with it, I'll go straight to the beastry, which might be cheating, but I don't care. And I go like, okay, this helps me.
Resources.
So yeah, it's using the resources. But,
If it's in the game, you're not cheating.
yeah. but what area of the game is really your favourite, George? And let's be mature.
I thought you remember like the area and the location.
No, I meant like
the
aspect of the game.
The aspect of the game. What I really do enjoy the combat, and I like how the voice acting is done. I think like when I first started playing and when I first like saw videos of Geralt on YouTube, I thought he was more of a boring character. I thought him himself was just talks over his sort of way. But then you kind of learn while you're playing the game that that's how his demeanour is. It's not actually, he's not badly voice acted. It's how he is, and you can change how he is, and he's just a bit cocky if you want a bit. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You make Geralt how you want to make him,
Which is good.
And when you're with Yennefer and stuff like that, I don't want to say the character spoiler wise.
You could say the character's name.
The blonde witch Kira, I think they're really well done as well, and really well voice acted as well. And they don't. Sometimes the speed characters are normally can be quite badly voice acted in some games, but
Yeah.
it's good. And but one aspect I do like, you can walk in and out buildings without loading screens.
I know. Yeah.
It's like you walk, and when I first expected to go to Kevin, I expected him to go, oh, just go through this door and load screen. Oh no!
It just
No.
opens.
I
Yeah.
saw a GIF earlier, and the NPCs can walk in and out of the barns, and there's a GIF of a swan just walking into a pub.
Yeah.
And things like that. I like the world. It's a very good world.
Yeah. It does feel like it does feel real. Like if you know what I mean. Like which is kind of a hard area to kind of grasp on. Like it doesn't all look the same to me.
Yeah.
You know, you get different areas that like feel different and look different, especially when you go to that into Velen, you know, the second big area. Like it feels great.
I don't know if this is just me personally or just a part of the game. I don't see the need for fast travel yet. I ain't used it once.
I've used it once, but that's because the quest was literally on the other side. And I think the reason why people don't use it is because you've got a really fast horse. In games like Skyrim and Oblivion, your horse wasn't much quicker than walking speed, so it took you a while to get to places.
And if you really want, I'm enjoying myself just riding on my horse and just doing it that way.
Oh, Roach. What
Yeah,
a guy.
Roach. And the boats are quite good as well.
Yeah, the boat. Even though you like, it makes you feel like you've got an engine when you're driving it. It's weird, but yeah, it's good. The locations are so incredibly done. Like, do you know, like the big, like, do you know when you go to like that, like the odd, like kind of big kind of size village, and you see some structures, it looks awesome.
The benefit of us right now, I'm playing the game, we are literally on the exact same point. I've done their side quest though, so.
Yeah, I did. I completed every single part of White Orchard, the first kind of little play zone, just to kind of bed you into the game a bit. When you just kind of went balls deep and just ran in, didn't you?
I just got my main quests.
Yeah.
It's how I like to do it. I'll probably go do some more side quests from now on and stuff. I just wanted to get on with the story a little bit.
Yeah.
Live in game a bit more. Maybe it's like because you played the other two Witches, you just wanted to know more about the world and open like the world of Witch. Like, I've got what's the world called?
But the actual Earth The actual planet. I don't know the name of the planet,
Oh,
but it's
not-
like split into the. It's like the Northern Realms, Nilfgaard.
It is, yeah. Well, with Northern Realms, you wouldn't like.
Yeah.
You would say, I just want to play the game a little bit, and I'll probably
Yeah.
start doing side quests and like treating it more of an RPG instead of a linear game. That's maybe one of my issues I'm doing right now. I'm treating it too linear, going from quest to quest, main stories wise. Like you're probably treating it a bit more open world RPG.
Yeah, I think at times I'm gonna get to the bit that like disappointing me a little bit is that I do wish it was a bit more dense than undeniably this is going to be compared to Skyrim. Like it really kind of is different, but it should in the open world aspects. And like Skyrim, and if you could you could literally just run out and know like, oh yeah, I can find a shit ton of things over here and find caves and stuff like that. Whereas in this, you can run around and not find much. Whereas like I do think like the actual quests are the best part of the game. Like like the story behind them's great, like the voice acting's great, and what you're actually doing is fun. But it's just in between the quests, in the actual open areas outside of the villages and towns, where for me it does get like a tiny bit boring. Like I'm running from one place to the next.
I haven't found myself bored when I'm going to two places because I don't know. It's probably just with different like how we see the game and play the game differently and stuff. It's hard to explain, but
it's just that like in other open world games that like I've played a lot of, like it's the stuff outside of the quest that kind of like really make it incredible. And like in the towns and areas, like there's people to talk to. There's like there's some NPC chat that you can listen to, which is good. And playing Gwent is fun, but it's just when you go out into the open area and you're like getting some crafting materials, like it's a shame that you can't kind of, I don't know, like stumble across a cave and then go in that cave and then stuff will happen that's not necessarily a quest. What it kind of is that the quests are the bit that are kind of keeping you entertained in that open area, which is okay. It's just, for me, I prefer it if there was more of the other stuff.
I see what you mean. Well, I like this game. It hasn't tried to be like Skyrim. That's what I like about it.
What do you mean?
It's like it's more vibrant with Skyrim. It's got the third person third person aspect. It's hard to explain, but I just don't. When I play this, I get a totally different feeling when I play Skyrim.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do.
It's not. It hasn't tried to copy Skyrim. It's tried to be its own game, and they've done it well. And I do think it should be a bit more denser, but I still. I think there should be more hidden quests, like you said.
Yeah.
Like quests which you stumble upon accidentally.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think the amount of side quests and stuff still make up for it, and there's still enough to do in the game to keep you going.
Yeah, like in the stories and the actual quest that you're doing, the story behind them is the best. This is the best game I've played for that, and that's why I'm enjoying it so much. But so as a world, I don't know. I'm more invested in the Elder Scrolls world than I am this. But at the same time, I'm still having a great time with this, Like
you still got to think that Elder Scrolls has had 6 games to define itself. This is only
5.
For Elder Scrolls. Yeah, 5. Sorry,
Yeah.
5. I was cast Elder Scrolls from 9 to 6.
Well, we're not.
It's still got lore written into it, and still I think it's still an Elder Scrolls game, kind of.
Well, it's
If
not
you like
really.
if you like it or not, it's still in the Elder Scrolls world and still has a lot of lore in it, and still.
That they claim is kind of bullshitty at the end, but
Well, this is the third Witcher game, but this is like its first version of it being open world.
It is, yeah. Like
It's the first proper go of being an open world role playing game.
Yeah, like the first one was very linear in the way that you can't like even run around in an area, whereas in the second one there was like areas that you could run into at a time. But when you do a quest, you move on to an next. But there was no like open world map where you can run around and pick up different quests. It was kind of like selective areas at times.
So they've done pretty good. Well, considering this is their first like proper open RPG.
Yeah, it is a damn good game. Like so far, what I played from it, and I'm having a shit ton of fun. But like, what I'm saying is that like these, I've had more kind of like moments. Like in this, it's good. When you take out like a boss that you've kind of been waiting for ages. Like you've had so many attempts, and then when you finally do it, you're like, yes, great. But like in Skyrim, I had killing the dragon for the first time and shit like that, and fighting Parthenax on the throat of the world and defeating Alduin. I think there was more. I think then the moments were a bit more epic than what they were in The Witcher. The Witcher is kind of much more like when you kill something, it's like when you kill a griffin, it's like, oh, it's my job, I've done it, like let's go and proceed to the next thing. Whereas in Skyrim, you walk around and then you'd be like, oh, this is the guy who killed the dragon, like kind of recasted of what you've done. Whereas in The Witcher, it's kind of more like, oh, the Witcher is kind of stay away. You kill kids and shit because they're scared of you.
I think for the people from Northern Realms are a bit harsh to you. You get loads of side remarks when you're walking around.
I know, yeah.
You get a shit ton of side remarks.
Yeah.
And I know this might sound weird, but you feel. I like the aspect of perhaps instead of Skyrim, like Witcher, you playing as someone instead, who's got a voice and everything.
Yeah,
I do like it.
Interaction, you can actually hear what you're saying is good. Yeah.
And I like that everyone's making Geralt their own, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've asked Thomas he's just a full-on twat. Thomas is being cocky all the way round. And if they're nice to me, I'm nice back kind of person. I don't know what you're acting like. And the way you make Geralt, the way you turn Geralt affects the game massively.
Oh yeah, the effective choice in this game is
my brother went to a tavern and he got a choice to kill some people or not, and he's branched off of two totally different games to me now.
Yeah.
He's changed massively because he's made his Geralt cocky and wanted to kill some people while I just let him go. And that little one action's changed loads of things for our games, and it's great to have so many endings.
Yeah, in The Witcher 2, the impact of choices was so extreme that characters could live or die. People are different ones, and there's some characters which say I killed in The Witcher 2, which won't appear in my Witcher 3, which may appear in your Witcher 3 later on.
It made me laugh over a review of The Witcher on Steam I saw on Reddit, and it's talking about I put 100 hours into this game, I finished the main quest line, and don't get me wrong, brilliant game. But the end, because there's so many endings, I got to an ending which I didn't like. I enjoyed it. It was a good ending, but I didn't enjoy the way it ended, and I'm hating myself due to the decisions I made earlier on. And it's like I didn't want it to go this way. Why did I choose to do that? And it's stuff like that which really makes the game replayable and stuff when in the future. I've done 1 out of 36 endings. Let's do another.
Yeah.
And it is good.
It is damn good. Do you want to say, have you got really a flaw, George, which you like, an area of the game that you haven't enjoyed? Or could be improved?
I don't really know right now, but I think the auto lock's a bit heavier when you're attacking.
Is this when you press R3?
On Xbox, when you're pressing triangle and square. That's how I attack my.
Well, you're attacking. I thought you meant when you press R3, you can lock onto an enemy.
No, but it's when I'm doing a quest, you go up stay in the zone or you start dying. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Which bit are you talking about?
When you killing the hounds through the portals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I found myself but I didn't want to because of auto locking.
I get what you mean.
I kept running out
with the animation. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm no, get back in, and it caused me to die 10 times.
I died. I did that. It took me 2 attempts for that one, and the first
like
time
I said,
I
you
died
had potions and
that.
shit. I
It
didn't.
was the first time I died because of that, so I was made myself as close to them as possible, and when they come close to me, I slowed them down with Aiden, the sign, and just strong attack.
Yeah, I learned that as well, but it's not a big problem. It's just a little annoying to me. I was doing that mission. It took me so little time to do the thing.
Yeah, but one thing I do find a little bit confusing at times, which I do think will be a bit of a problem later on, is the do you know the skill system? Do you know that skill tree? And it's kind of colour, kind of coordinated with mutagens and things like that. It's just going to be when you get so much shit to get when you've had so many skills you've unlocked and things and kind of so many mutagens. I think it's going to be kind of a bit hard to kind of get your head around to what things to put where in the skill tree to give you the biggest bonus. But that's kind of a problem that I don't know, I'll take when I come to it, but I think it will be a bit of an issue.
To be frankly honest, I forgot about the skills system. Because that's what it may actually an issue. I don't think you level up fast enough. Maybe. Like, I'm level 4.
That's another thing I want to say, that the reward for main story quests, I think is too high compared to that side quest, which is really low. Like, I understand that the main story quest you should get more reward for that, like, but not like, say, like, there's some side quests where you only get 20 XP, when the average from the main story quest so far, which I've covered, is about 600.
500 and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think that should be toned down. The side quest should be up a bit.
But there's already a model PC for that.
Is there? Yeah.
Someone's already changed the. Let's see. Someone's already changed the experience system, and someone's already changed the level, like for XP needs to level up. Like, there's quite a few changes.
I think the XP needed to level up is kind of fine. It kind of brings you up at a good pace, but it's just. I don't know. I would like to see a bit more of a reward for some of the side quests.
It's quite like there's a few mods out there already without the red kit. What's hasn't even come out yet. People just like to make mods straight away.
Yeah. So I haven't really got anything more to say. Have you got anything more to add, George?
No, it's like we've only. I have to say, GOG don't tell me how much I've played, which is a bit of an annoyance. But I think I've played 4 or 5 hours in total so far. And I can tell I'm gonna have many more hours to go, and it's not it. Like I've heard when people once you get to Novigrad, it is the most dense area in the game, and the amount of quests in that area is like someone said I'm only 50 hours in the game, and I've got Novigrad, and I feel like the game's coming to an end, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
Wait, when you get Novigrad, a lot of stuff happens. And yeah,
like I think I've played about 9 hours, and I've only just scratched the surface.
And aren't we just both leaving Vizima?
No, we've left Vizima.
No, where are we? Whereabouts?
We're in Velen, in No Man's Land, in the south end.
I'm looking at the map right now.
Do you know where Vizima is?
Oh yeah, I see that.
Look to the left.
Yeah.
See that kind of like there's like a big area where. There, like you can actually go up and.
Is
run
it I think I know where you are. Is it literally just to the left, and there's like a river and that thing? Is that where we?
Do you know where that? It's like on that big. Do you know where that big cliff is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like up there. Like we left Vizima like quite a bit ago. We're in like a big open world now.
Are we next? And the Nifgardian thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should.
I've got them on the wall. So
we should end this here, and there'll be more Witcher 3 content on the channel from me certainly. George probably do some stuff. Yes,
once I learn how to play the game properly. I'm still at a very noobish levels.
Okay, so I've been Connor, and please like, comment, and subscribe to join the fellow Degoras. Goodbye.
Bye, people.